Which word of the day? Today's word is pathworking. Noun. Magical pathworking is the process of using specific guided meditations to explore the unlimited spiritual energies that form the contours of our lives. It encourages understanding who you really are and learning to act like it. Pathworking is an ancient technique of character building and progressive initiation. In practice, an advanced teacher leads one or more students through a series of daydreams that have a profound effect on the student's life, state of mind, and character. Pathworking is a mental fitness, much like when one can build and mold the physical body, and may even be used in conjunction with working out.
You haven't even read that?
Wait, what are you doing with the book?
So he has the confidence to finish the story.
Hear now the words of the witches.
This is Kevin, and welcome to Words of the Witches, the Charmed podcast that will guide you through the lesser-known published material in the Charmed universe and decide how it fits into the grand narrative of the TV series.
Thank you, spell worders, for joining me again on another episode of Words of the Witches. Yes, I do have some things to talk about before we start. Okay, so we do have a longtime supporter and listener of the pod, Will Paul, and he just listened to the episode Something Wiccan This Way Comes. And he pointed out that when we mentioned the crystal barrier they put around their campsite, their little tent, that I failed to mention the times in Charmed where they kind of used it as a means of keeping people out, where I kind of inferred that it was only used to keep people contained. But he did bring to my attention that, yes, it was used in Season 6, Episode 11, Witchstock. They just mentioned that they're going to be putting the crystal barrier around with the pyrite crystals. And then the following episode in Prince Charmed, Paige used it as a way to keep Wyatt safe. And I like to think that it's something that Paige probably learned from her visit to the past. But yeah, this was stuff I was privy to, but had a sheer oversight in that episode, so thank you for pointing that out. The next thing is very exciting news. February 26th was our first episode release date, and so February 25th will be the episode that comes out closest to that date. And I am going to be doing a giveaway, our first giveaway for being 1 year old. So it's very exciting. So this is how it's going to work. I am calling this the Spellworder Review Giveaway, and I am hosting this on a place called sweepwidget.com. I will provide you with a link on all the social medias that we have, and you can click on that and enter your name to be in the running. You just have to make sure that you follow all these rules. So the rules are, first of all, you have to be following one of our presences on social medias. So it could be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. You can follow one or more of those. As long as you follow one, you qualify. Number 2 is the big thing. So you must submit a podcast review of our show on either Apple Podcasts or iTunes, or on Podchaser with your Google account. So if you don't have an Apple account or you don't use Apple products, you can still log in with a Google account and go on Podchaser, and it's very easy to leave a review. Past reviews are eligible provided all other requirements are met. So if you have left a review already, you can still get in the running just as long as you follow the rest of these rules. Number 3 is you just have to retweet, post, share in stories our giveaway announcement. So I'm going to be posting a giveaway announcement, advertisement, promotional thing. Share that on your stories, post that on your walls, and tag Words of the Witches, and that's another big thing. And when you enter, you must include your screen name that you used on the review. So whatever name is on the review that you post, you must submit that in your box when you enter the drawing. You can include your full name as well, but the screen name that you use on your review is actually most important. When you put in your entry, it's going to ask you for your name and your email. The prizes now go as follows. So we have 3 winners. The first prize is going to be a Charmed Complete Season 3 Blu-ray, my favorite season. You're going to get a blank copy of a double-crossed journal, so you'll get looks like the book. And then you're going to get a copy of the 1998 TV guide, The Spellbinding Witches of Charmed, which was a feature of Shannon, Alyssa, and Holly on the cover with their updos. There's a nice write-up of them in the middle, so it's pretty cool. And then you're going to get Words of the Witches podcast t-shirts, some new ones that I have designed, the first merch we have. You're going to get 2 Words of the Witches 4x4 square magnets, and then you're going to get a 5x7 card print of me with the logo of the show and the first 10 novels around me. Second and third prize are going to get the same thing. You're going to get a Words of the Witches podcast t-shirt as well. You're going to get one of the 4x4 square magnets, and then you're going to get the 5x7 card print of me and the first 10 books. And that's live now. So if you are listening to this, you can go ahead and enter anytime now. It's going from now until March 4th. Yeah, and then I'll do a drawing at the end of that, and I will announce in 2 episodes from now. Good luck, everybody. Now, the book this week is called Survival of the Fittest. It is book 26. This is episode 27. And when I think of fitness in Charmed, there isn't much. I know there was Piper working out to the lady on the TV. She had a video, which is kind of similar to this book, actually. But that's in Dream Sorcerer. And then we have Piper and Phoebe. They go for a run, and they come back from a run and give me a sign. And there's Phoebe kind of in her workout outfit when she's training with Cole in the basement and Enter the Demon. Yeah, there's not much. The guest this week is an old friend. We've seen each other at conventions. I've hung out with him in Chicago. I may or may not have been inside him. But yeah, he's a lot of fun. It's going to be a great show. Please enjoy. Survival of the Fittest. Woo! Woo! I have a wonderful guest who's in the room with me physically. I can touch him and do all the things. This is Casey from Chicago coming to visit me. Yay! So you are joining my podcast. I always love when I can record with somebody in person. Just because it has a different dynamic and I can see your reactions like in real time, and it's going to be super exciting.
I love doing new things, and I've never done this before. So this
never done a podcast?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
well, let's talk about you. So, how did you discover Charmed?
Charmed, I remember the previews when they came out. I remember seeing the WB previews, and I remember being so excited and telling everyone that they needed to watch the show, because I remember like all the little clips. I had like memorized the clips and was telling everyone about like the you turned me into a witch. No, you were born one, and they like found it out, and then so that was like when I got into it when it first came out. I feel like I definitely didn't catch every episode because I've always had like a heavy work schedule, but whenever I always caught every episode.
Yes. Part of the reason why I wanted you to come on was because, this book is called Survival of the Fittest. It's about fitness and exercise, and, you are a wonderful fitness person. Growl! Swole!
In football and stuff like that, we used to always growl and yell all the time, but then I learned that in most gyms that's not the case.
Not normal.
I got in trouble a couple times before I realized that you're not supposed to growl and yell at gyms.
So what's your fitness history? You started really young. I think you were a kid, right?
Yeah. Well, because you were military. My dad was always super into lifting. Okay. So before actually being able to lift, I was always in the daycare of a gym. Some of my first memories are at the Gold's Gym daycare. So I think it's 13 when they let you lift at a gym. So
oh wow, okay.
13 is probably when I started.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah. See, I didn't start till 23.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
24.
Well, because my dad was into martial arts and lifting, so he got me into martial arts when I was 7. And there's not that many kids at medium age. So when I was older than the average kid that's in martial arts, there's never an intermediate age kid. So then they would make me do shit tons of push-ups, and then they'd make me do push-ups with kids on my back and stuff like that. So that's, I feel why my chest is what it is.
That makes sense. Yeah. Your chest is massive, your butt is massive.
Thanks.
I'm never gonna complain about that, and so you have you have a military background. Were you in the military?
Yeah, I was really bad saying no in high school, so I signed up for the Army at 17 because you can actually sign up with parent permission before, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so I signed up at 17. But when I signed up, I was in during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So once I realized I was gay, and I was it would bother me to be away for a little bit of time, because these people, you're living and sleeping with these people, and you can't talk about the most basic thing. Right. So my anxiety, I feel the what's caused me to be more of myself is my stress and anxiety and depression level just skyrockets when I can't just be myself. So So I got out during Don't
Okay.
Tell time period. Yeah.
That makes sense. And you are definitely no stranger to self-expression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's helpful for mental health.
For people who don't know, you can't see him, but he's got this crazy, like, multicolored green-blue mohawk, and he does hair for a living, and is super good at it. And
Mutant and proud.
Yeah. Mutant and proud. A big X-Men fan here, too, which we have lots of X-Men friends, X-Men listeners, so...
Yeah. I feel like before... Because Charmed was on before there was a live-action X-Men anything. So it was like being like, oh my god, this is like how
People
you
with
would see the
powers.
X-Men abilities in person. Because they did, for the time, did such a good job of showing like power sets on a show that was on so often.
I already know your favorite sister is Prue, like me. So.
Yeah, because she was such a badass all the time. Like, I feel like whoever's the like most strong-willed female is always going to be my favorite, because that's what inspires me.
Yeah, nice. I love it. Do you have a favorite episode that sticks out for you?
The Primrose Empath, the Hellfire episode, and the Ice Cream Man episode. I always forget
We
the
all
name.
scream for ice cream.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. That one I liked a lot too, because it was... They're all Prue focused episodes.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, a lot of season 3 is very Prue heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, those
are
episodes
great.
are really good.
This book, which you haven't
Yeah,
read.
which I have not read.
But
no.
I think that's exciting though, because there are a lot of listeners of this podcast who don't know the books, haven't read the books, and this is their
they're not
introduction.
easy to get a hold of.
Right. This is the
also.
introduction to the stories,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of why I want to do that. So I don't shy away from people not reading the books. Most people have, because they can bring their insights, but this is also going to be a cool perspective, because you're going to be hearing these plot points for the first time, and you get to like ask questions and react to what's happening.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, cool. So this book is called Survival of the Fittest. It's the first cover with a season 6 promo picture.
Yeah.
They
look really cool in the
They look really cool. This is the one where they're on the fence. I know you mentioned you like. I don't remember Rose McGowan ever wearing this outfit in the show.
No, because the other two, they kind of look like the Valkyrie outfits, even though I guess they're not.
No,
but they
just,
look similar. To
just
it.
black, yeah, nice black thing. But Rose never wore this in the show, but she did wear them for the promotional pictures, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
So we have Rose in her like strawberry blonde hair, Phoebe with her really short haircut, Piper looking like Piper as usual.
Yeah. Always the same.
Classic.
Either bangs or no bangs, but she's
right.
still the same.
Yeah. And then the background is like bluish, all these shades of blue. Looks like there's an X-ray.
Oh, there's a scale.
Yeah. There's
Weight
an X-ray
scale.
of like some kind of lungs here, and then we have like the scale. We've got some plate weights. We've got some dumbbells in here. We got some.
Oh yeah, like
all the little things.
like a Peloton. Oh my god, a bike.
One of those bike
Damn it.
things. Leg press in there. Maybe?
Looks like it. It
Yeah.
looks like the thing for doing like leg curls.
Yeah, leg curl thing. So yeah, they've got all kinds of little workout
Subtly in the
machinery.
background.
So for
You
gym
really have
people,
to look for that.
like us who go to the gym, we can see some things that look familiar. Interesting. It has the tagline, "Someone is exercising control of San Francisco."
Dun, dun,
Upon
dun.
exercising control.
You gotta love puns.
And
Puns.
the pun, the back of the book says, "Taken bodies were found unchanged, but their minds are under control. Release all thoughts of this new craze. Find the demon that plagues their souls. Alien abduction fever has gripped San Francisco. People everywhere are reporting loved ones missing, only to have them show up at home with no recollection of having been gone. The charmed ones can't help but become involved, especially when Phoebe receives a letter to her advice column from a woman who's convinced her sister was taken, quotation marks. The victim says she was just out, but since she's returned, she's developed an almost demonic devotion to a new workout program. The workout program in question, created by Meg Winship, has become incredibly popular in the Bay Area. Even Piper, after seeing an infomercial, suddenly finds herself jogging to the Winship Way. Luckily, there's a rally being held in San Francisco in the next few days. Meg Winship herself will appear to further inspire and thank her new disciples. If there's something supernatural involved, as the sisters suspect, the fitness fiesta is their best bet to figure out who or what is in charge of the chaos."
Fitness fiesta. Oh my gosh, they better have had tacos at this thing.
Yeah, this book is full of the description is full
All
of
about the
alliteration.
puns. It's
We got
all about
fitness
the puns.
fiesta, demonic
Yes.
devotion. Like yes, they're all Winship Way. very
Winship
very
Way.
alliterative in this
The
background.
disciples.
So-
Exercising control.
Exercising control. So with that description, what are your initial reactions to what this book is going to be like?
I think it makes me think of the one episode where they like were trying to get Prue into the dating website. So they were like, okay, one of us is gonna go undercover, and it's like, oh, if it's a pyramid scheme, it must be demonic. We need to find out what's going on. Yes. So I feel like it's going to be that type of an episode.
She's a man, maybe a man, find episode. Romance with the videos.
So it feels like an episode where it's like they got to go in subtly and then turn into not so subtly something. Okay. And then, I don't know, I feel like when there's like workout stuff, there's always like something super cheesy. Like it's either a drink that everyone's drinking or, in Buffy, it was the steam that like changed everyone. So I feel like it's got to be maybe a mind control thing, because if Piper got into it just from an infomercial, maybe it's something with the Meg Winship's eyes or something. Okay. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It feels like an improv adventure, like D&D.
Yes.
What's gonna happen next?
What's gonna happen next? Okay. I just want to mention, since you're X-Men fan and you have green, that Polaris is your favorite.
Yes.
X-Men.
Yes.
You're a big Polaris fan.
Storm, Wolverine, Polaris.
There you go. Just for the X-Men listeners, because I think it's just fun to know. It's always in green, and he does really great cosplay. We did conventions together back in the day, so awesome.
C2E2.
C2E2, Chicago. The author of this book is Jeff Marriott. He wrote the book Mirror Image before this, and it was published August 31st, 2004, and reprinted October 4th, 2004. They say this book takes place after Spin City, which was season 6, episode 18, because they mentioned the spider demon.
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes from like we were just at the beginning of season 5 in the last book to like near the end of season 6.
Okay, so they're still like trying to protect the baby during this. Wait, so Piper's really pregnant or about to be pregnant?
Yeah, Chris is going to be born, so she should already have Wyatt, and Chris should be on the way at this point.
Right.
But she has no children in this book.
She has no children.
They don't exist at all.
Heaven forbid a pregnant woman also be fat.
I know.
Right?
Oh my god.
Maybe they just didn't want to deal with that.
So
maybe the writer doesn't have kids, so he's like, I don't know what to do with children. So
maybe
let's just pretend they don't
exist. Even though this
That's how some of my
6.
friends feel about kids. Let's just pretend they don't exist.
So I will start with the prologue. Kevin and Mariana Haas are a married couple. They've been married for, I believe, 4 years, and they just became homeowners, so they're moving into the new house. They do not, however, have a car, so they take public transportation a lot, and they went to the grocery store, and they're walking with their groceries. And I've done that before, with those plastic bags, like, cutting into your fingers. Oh, I used to try to do dumbbell curls with them, actually.
Yeah.
With the bags
I used
of
to be better. I used to have, like, I call it a granny cart, where, like, I would always go grocery shopping with the granny cart. Because if you do that, you almost don't need grocery bags, because you just use the same cart and after they check it. But I stopped doing that, and now it's hard to go back to having one. Yeah. But I don't know.
So yeah, but they just went grocery shopping, and they are carrying the groceries down the street on the way back home. And on the walk, Kevin notices like these mysterious lights coming toward them. Looks like headlights. Kevin? Yeah, his name is Kevin. I know. Coincidence. So Kevin Haas. Kevin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And he noticed, he's like, oh my gosh, these headlights are coming at me. This car better not run us over. Get out of the way, buddy. We're on the sidewalk. And as the light's coming toward them, he hears a crash. Like, it goes dark. He hears a crash that sounds like the grocery is breaking. And he's getting like this surreal, like hazy kind of floaty feeling. And then it passed. It goes away. But he noticed that Mariana, his wife, is gone. She disappeared. And the groceries she was carrying have disappeared as well. So there's like no evidence of her ever even being there.
He's like, well, shit, now I have to go back to the grocery store.
I need these groceries.
Damn it. Oh,
where's my wife?
No.
Oh, my God.
And now groceries are gone. Oh, no. What is life? Okay. All right. So Phoebe and Paige corner this spinning demon in his lair. I take it that's the spider demon that you're talking about?
Yeah. So this is, they call it the spinning demon, but this is essentially another spider demon. They call it a less powerful spider demon.
Okay. Do we have a image of what it looks like? Okay.
So it looks like kind of a person with like 8 limbs. Like,
okay.
Kind of like when Spider-Man turned into like with all the arms.
Where he's like,
yeah.
Extra arms.
So it's like this extra arm, like Spider-Man thing. And he can shoot webs and he spits acid. And actually, to be fair, I think this demon is actually more powerful than the spider demon we saw in Spin City. They say he's not powerful, but the way he fights,
pretty powerful.
He was so much more effective than the other one. Sure.
Yeah, their power scale kind of changed
Yes.
per episode. It's like when people talk about Omega level mutants, it's like, you kind of change your scale every time. Okay.
Because in Spin City, the spider demon, she just kind of like spun webs and she scratched you and turned you into spider demons.
She was more of like a vampire.
Yeah, she was very vampire.
She was vampire with like spider qualities.
Evader of the universe. She just turned into a spider to get rid of potions. And
stuff. She more so used the spider ability to get away than actual spider. Yeah. Okay. Barbara Hunsacker.
Barbara
Hunsacker. Barbara Hunsacker was an innocent trapped in his web. The demon was hella fast, avoiding Phoebe's levitation kicks and spitting acid. Paige gives Phoebe a vanquishing potion before getting webbed to the wall. Phoebe levitated above the demon and threw the potion at him from above. Okay. Vanquished. Probably a lot of screaming and fire.
Yeah.
Maybe the like bug flipped upside down, like
with the legs.
Yeah. Vanquished. At the Bay Mirror, Phoebe touches the letter and gets a strong sense of dread. She reads it and is from a fan that says aliens took her sister, and now she's back and all she wants to do is exercise. Wait, so she doesn't get a premonition? She just gets a bad feeling.
Right, she didn't get a premonition at all. It was kind of like a feeling that was similar to a premonition.
Do you feel like the noise that like is her empathy, the like noise that signals that she's doing an empathy thing?
Probably, and
almost like a pre-empathy.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically she should be an empath at this point. But she's not in this book, so another continuity error is there. But yeah, I was thinking, ding ding ding, whatever that little jingle. Yeah, I can totally see that happening.
Yeah, okay. Took the sister, and then Phoebe asked reporter Bill about it, and he says that there are a lot of UFO reports lately, but he considers it just the current trend.
Yeah, so Bill is a reporter that works at the Bay Mirror with her, so he's like a co-worker in the office. So she comes out of her office, she's like, I got this weird feeling about this letter about UFOs. What can you tell me?
No one else gets an office, but this girl with one little corner article gets her own office.
Everyone else has a desk and like sitting in the middle of the room. I know.
It's okay.
But yeah, Bill's like, like people have been reporting a lot more UFO activity than usual. And so she's like, but it's all in the tabloids and stuff like that. No legitimate newspaper or news program is going to air that stuff. So chapter 2, Phoebe shares the letter with her sisters and Leo. She's like, this is what it said. This is what I felt. And Piper thinks the alien nonsense is just crazy. She's like, really, UFOs? You're going to believe in aliens and stuff, Phoebe?
Yeah, that's why everybody likes Piper. Because she's like the Joss Whedon at injecting humor. Because when they're like, oh, this person, there's a leprechaun. And she's like, oh, you got to be. Like when she gets Excalibur. She's like, oh, you got to be kidding. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like, I feel like everyone loves
and fairies,
Piper's knee-jerk reaction to everything. Like, no matter how much they've seen.
Piper is kind of
quintessential.
She's typically known as the skeptic throughout the series all the time. But she's like, what kind of alien would like be making people exercise? What kind of stupid thing is that? Like,
I don't know.
And like I guess this kind of seems kind of weird. But Paige thinks that it's worth looking into, especially if Phoebe got a psychic vibe from it. Like usually you should trust those things. So Paige suggests that one of her old teachers, because he was like kind of big on talking about UFOs when she was a student.
Yes.
And she's like, I can ask one of my old teachers about this and see what he says. And Phoebe's like, oh, will you? That'd be great. And Leo also agrees with Phoebe and Paige. She's like, yeah, if it's worth it, it's worth a shot. And Piper is just like, are you kidding me? So she runs to the conservatory. She's frustrated. She's like, nobody is on my side. Everyone is like all in cuckoo crazy land, and I'm the only one that's real here. She's like, okay. And Leo like consoles her. She's like, okay, fine, I'll give it a shot. It's okay, honey.
Yeah.
And she's like, you've convinced me. Whatever, do what you want to do. And then Piper tells Leo about her plumbing problems at P3. Yeah, because she wasn't around to vanquish the spinning demon earlier because she had P3 problems. So she's like, everyone else is doing stuff without me. I know. So she's like, I have plumbing problems now. And she went through like 4 plumbers.
Wait, why is Leo not doing it?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he asked. He's like, I can come help. He's like, no, I don't want you going there. Plus, it's really stinking. I don't want you coming home smelling bad. Like, so Piper was.
Oh, it's that kind of problem.
Yeah,
That's a very specific.
Yeah,
kind
lots
of problem.
of plumbing, sewage, lots of crazy stuff happening in it. E3,
Ooh.
and she's like, this is She's like, and so she hired plumber after plumber. All of them were incompetent apparently, and then she finally found this female plumber that's like actually really good, but it's
at least the book referenced that he could have fixed it.
Yeah, and he kept saying, I can still help out. So it's weird that
He
Piper
just use his hands.
won't let him.
Like when he fixed the sign.
or heal the pipe.
Yeah. Heal that pipe.
Heal that pipe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, heal that pipe.
Right there.
Anyway.
Use the caulk. Use the caulk.
But yeah, this female plumber is like super expensive. She's like, this is gonna cost $4,000 to fix this, but I guess I gotta do it because she's the only one that seems like she can get it done.
You could have spent less on it.
Just let Leo do it.
Let Leo do it.
But whatever.
It's okay.
Anyway,
clearly, they needed a plot device.
They did.
Yes.
Pepper begins to feel that her sisters don't need her as much since they're doing their own thing, and she has her club. She's like, the club and the chores that I have are causing me to miss out on life. Kind of feels like an outsider right now. And then she's like, she even made a point. She's like, I even caught Leo looking at other women,
which I've like never seen happen in the show. Like, I cannot think of them ever showing him. There's never even like a casual reference to, honey, it's okay, guys do that. Like, there's never a like. The closest thing is when they show him in different time periods when they weren't together, like the past Leo that like hits on Paige. And like, which is like, wait, if he was like that, how have we never seen him like remotely? Sorry, but yeah, I feel like in the show we never saw him.
Yeah,
with other people, so that would really.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think see that pissing the hell off of.
Yeah, she's like, and even in the book, she says it wasn't the fact that he looked, but the fact that he was denying it that I think made her mad. She's like, does that mean he's gonna act on it? I don't know. So she's a little paranoid over here.
He can literally teleport if he wanted to get away with it.
Right. Yeah, the only time I can think on the series is when he did that was like when he was he kissed on the siren, but that was because he was under her spell.
Oh my god, that's right. And she was pissed. Kiss this bitch.
Yep.
Oh no, baby, no.
Bad baby.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good episode.
And then he did kind of look at Lady Godiva.
But there's more instances of them looking at him naked in the shower.
Oh, sure.
That night in the wee hours, Piper channel surfed and found Meg Winship promoting her fitness. Piper followed along with a few exercises. Oh, so it was like one of those fitness shows where
just
actually,
like on TV.
Oh, wow. Yeah, actual channels. Okay. Yeah. Piper followed along with a few exercises. Phoebe investigates the alien tabloids. Paige visits her old professor, Dr. Haywood. She asks him about his alien theories, and it made him very uncomfortable. It's like, I know this is my life's work, but I'm going to feel very nervous talking to you about it, Paige. Well, he sounds like someone who'd be very paranoid. He asked Paige to leave. Please leave. That sounds like Paige's life all the time. It's her trying to do something good and everyone kicking her out of the way. Paige pries, of course, because that's what she does, eventually orbiting a book in front of it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she shows him her powers.
She's
she's got plans.
She is so reckless. But also, whatever, because I'm on a rewatch, so I've been watching season 1. I'm like, wow, Phoebe like tried to use her powers to make money, and every single like the first 6 episodes are Phoebe trying to find different ways to not let Prue know she was trying to use her powers to make money. Yeah. And they're like, hey, we lost our sister because of humans finding out. Maybe don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay, anyway, Dr. Hayward is convinced she is an alien, of course, and is impressed by the technology that must be implanted in her.
Yeah, she's like, he's not gonna think I'm a witch.
I'm just imagining him being a creepy old professor staring at her boobs, imagining that's where the alien technology is implanted. Oh, I see how the alien technology is implanted in you. How do I turn it on? With a mix of wonder and fear, he gives Paige a book with his theories.
So something is with him because he definitely used to be all about aliens, but right now they seem to make him nervous. Yeah. So maybe there's a reason for that.
Oh, like maybe he's one of the aliens. Or maybe he was like anal probed by them.
Oh, one could dream, right? No.
Right?
Yeah. I want to read what Meg Winship...
They describe Meg Winship?
They do. She's kind of like...
Does she have like a power bob? Or
she's got blonde. She's got blonde, flowy hair.
Okay.
She always wears pink. And she's always like...
Is it in a high pony?
Yes.
High pony.
Yes.
The power pony.
Power pony. You remember Legally Blonde? You know, like Brooke Wyndham?
Yes.
That's what I imagine when I
Yeah,
think of her.
okay.
I'm going to read what she said on the infomercial. No one has the right to dictate what your shape should be. Some of you are going to be thin, some of you are going to be muscular, some of you are going to be rounder or taller or perkier than those around you. That's just life. That's just the variety of human existence. That's what makes things interesting. The important thing is you have the body that you are supposed to have. Exercise can firm and tone you, but it won't make a short woman tall, and it shouldn't. The ideal you still contains the word you. You are not your sister, your neighbor, your best friend, or a model on a magazine cover. You are you and no one else. So the ideal you is simply the best you can be. If being your best you, the ideal you, sounds good to you, then keep watching. If you want to become someone else, change the channel now.
Classic marketing ploy.
Right. Although that stuff is very valid. I think what she's saying is actually really powerful.
Be unique.
Be
you. Emphasis on you.
She said you
Let
a lot.
us be the neek to your you.
I do think it's a very powerful thing because, everybody is different, and you just have to focus on being your best self, better than you were yesterday if you want to make progress. When you compare yourself to others, that's where problems happen.
Yeah. One of my friends, their favorite thing about working out was like exercising is a love letter to your body. So if you focus on like it being a love letter to your body than anything else, then it's like you have less of a love-hate with it. If you're like, oh, this is me loving myself, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get out of bed. But if it's like, oh, to make other people happy, you're like, fuck those bitches. Right. I can stay in bed.
Right. You know. Chapter 4. So Kevin Haas is back.
Haas.
Haas.
Is he from Texas?
Maybe.
He sounds like he went to the barbecue place.
Kevin Haas arrives at the police station and talks to Daryl. But
NEM. Start down the well.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Sorry.
Shit. All right.
Oh, shucks. Golly gee willikers. God bless America.
America. Anyway, what is happening with us? Okay.
Okay.
So, Kevin Haas arrives at the police station,
Daryl.
talks to Daryl, and he tells Daryl that his wife disappeared. You know, she was there with me at the groceries, but then I went home and she was at home. I found her at home. And the groceries that she had, she was taken, had all been put away. Bizarro. And she has no memory of even going grocery shopping right now. She's like, okay. She's like, hey, honey, whatever. All Marianne does now is exercise to fitness videos of the ideal you.
And no sex?
No sex. No nothing. All she does is work out. So Daryl does not see much of a legal issue because, she's home, she's fine. But he does.
She is not fine if there's no sex happening.
I mean, that is a problem. It's
I did
important.
see. I don't know. I saw something recently where someone was on a treadmill doing it. I was like, oh, that is interesting. Anyway, sorry.
So, but Daryl's like, there's
no legal issue.
Yeah, there's no legal issue. He's like, I can't really do anything because she's fine. But he does agree to take Kevin's address, and he's going to do a bit of research on his own because he does kind of think it is a little bit fishy. So Piper leaves the smelly P3.
Speaking of fishy,
Piper is at P3 where the smelly pipes are happening. Smelly pipes.
Smelly pipes.
Smelly pipes, smelly pipes. So she's like, I don't want to be here. I'm just going to go take a walk. And she's like, taking a walk down the street. She goes into a video store. Without even thinking, she goes and she buys the ideal you. It's like a DVD video of exercise video, like Richard Simmons. And
I feel like that's what makes Piper. She's like against things, but she's also willing to try things. Like, I'm against being a witch because what if being a witch makes me evil? But like, I'm proud of being a witch. This is the best thing ever. But like, I want a normal life, but I don't want a normal life. So it's like everyone has those polarities in themselves about things. So I think that's why people like Piper a lot for those reasons.
Oh yeah, she's relatable.
Where it's like I like Prue because she's just like aggressively going after what she wants, and I wish I was more focused.
Yeah. This is like Piper, like almost like in a trance-like state, though. She's like doing things.
Oh, so she's a little bit in a trance. Okay.
She's like, it's almost like she's been affected by that little thing she watched.
Okay.
So she's kind of...
because there's little cues that when you're watching the show, you can tell that they're under a spell. Uh-huh. And in the show, the other sisters are like, you're just being crazy. And you're like, no, how do you not tell that they're under spell?
I know.
It's like their eyes change. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So acting against her instincts, Piper walks into a video store, almost like on a whim, and she buys the ideal you exercise fitness video. And then she's like, you know what? I don't want to go back to the club. I'm going to go home and work out. I can fit a workout in.
Yeah.
So Phoebe now, she's investigating. She goes to visit Carol Boudin, who the lady that wrote the letter to her. Kara is thrilled to be meeting Phoebe Halliwell, the local celebrity. She's like, you know, I wrote you a letter. And she's like, I know, actually, that's why I'm here, silly. So Kara takes Phoebe to see her sister Daphne, who she wrote her about working the letter.
Yeah.
And she sees Daphne working out to a video in front of the TV. Daphne is pleasant and answers Phoebe's questions, but she does not stop working out.
Daphne's her sister.
She's still glued to the TV. Yeah, Daphne's her sister. And so Phoebe's like, it's like, yeah, your sister's not quite right. She's just like, you know, moving her head around to see the TV.
That's what it feels like when you're really into fitness stuff. You feel like you're talking to people like you're converted to something. Like I switched from my normal way of working out to like these dance classes, and I'm like, I'm definitely converted because I told everyone about it.
Join in the cult. There you go. But Phoebe's like, you know, have you tried throwing that videotape away? You know, and Kara's like,
are you fucking kidding? Yeah,
she's like, she gets mad if I even talk about her shutting it off for a minute. She's like, if I threw it away, she would kill me, like literally kill me. She's like, no, I'm not trying that.
Oh God. So, yeah, I would literally kill someone if someone got rid of my app. I'd be annoyed. Meg Winship sat writing her speech for her next public appearance. Oh, she writes her own speeches.
I know.
Oh, that's impressive.
It is.
She reveled in her wealth. Okay. That's what you should do if you like get that far. Okay. But now she was planning an event that would give her sheer power.
Ooh.
Phoebe caught Piper working out to Meg's video and was appalled. Oh my God, my sister's working out. What's wrong with you? Girl, eat some nachos.
It's that same video that the other Daphne girl was ignoring me for.
Yeah. Oh no. 7 days. She fought with Piper. Phoebe tells Paige has to be some kind of enchantment going on. Yes. Yeah, they should have like a code word to be like, hey.
Yeah, right.
Sisters?
Sisters? Yeah.
They take Piper to Corona Heights. Corona Heights?
Yeah.
Okay. Not the actual beer. And she helps them with a ritual celebration of nature. But she is unfocused and nearly falls.
So this part was a little weird to me because like they're going to go, it's just like a general nature ritual.
Which is very not like the... Well, because I remember reading somewhere that, like, the writer of the first season of Charmed wanted way more accents of the occult, whatever, to be into it. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like that's what the show would have been like if that person had been around, because I think they could have done both, kept focusing on the relationships and the occult, but... Yeah. But okay, yeah.
So this, but it's just weird to me because like
they didn't do things like that.
No, they don't. Like
especially by season 6.
Yeah, we're just gonna go to the park and just do a nice ritual of nature celebration. Like no, so that been thrown in there was a little
season
odd.
1 or 2 they would have done that.
Yeah, right.
Season 6 they were like fuck everybody else. No. If we have to save him, I guess. But like we are not going to be a part of this community.
Yeah,
they're like. Yeah, okay.
But Pepper does go with them.
Pepper goes, but she's like very distracted.
Yes.
She is distracted, but with like fitness. Okay, Piper wants to go home. She's like, I need to go work out. Just faint like Jean does. Paige and Phoebe are frustrated. Piper is ready to fight them.
Yeah, she's like, I've been working out. I can take you. That's what she said.
Oh, yes. She gets into...
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Ooh. I could... Yeah. Angry Piper seems really fun.
Yeah.
Did they say the spell that they recite on Piper?
Yeah, so like Phoebe kind of pins Piper down now. And she's like, we gotta say the spell to free her. Her mind is warped right now. Let's get her back to normal.
Oh my gosh. I always say, like, whenever people are like, what world would you want to live in if you could pick one? And I was like, in Charmed, you feel like you could be drunk and all you'd have to do is start rhyming and you would survive.
Yeah.
Okay, so Piper, and then, so they cast the spell on Piper, and then Piper seems to be back to her normal self in the orb home. Does anything, like, magically happen when they say the spell?
No, she just is like, Piper just kind of seems, like, receptive, and she's like, hey, guys, what's going on? So, so
she's not like, I can beat you up.
No, she's not like that anymore. She's like, yeah, she's like, okay. Yeah. So she's like, okay, good, she's normal. We fixed it with the spell. Okay. Wonderful. Chapter 6 is the next morning, and Piper was at it again with the video. She's working out with the video. So apparently the spell was only temporary. I don't know.
Oh.
Phoebe calls for Leo, and he orbs in a wet towel. He's wet, shirtless, in a towel.
Sploosh.
He's like, you could. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, nice orbs, Leo moment. Here we go.
Oh.
oh, Leo and your orbs. Oh my god.
Yeah, especially in my rewatch of season 1. That's like when he looks super cute and he looks really good in jeans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but Leo is wrapped in a towel, wet from the shower. He's like, you could have waited a few minutes till I got dressed. And she's like, sorry, Leo.
Even though they've made it clear that they can choose when they orbit.
I know.
And even like, what is it, Chris? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I put you on mute. She's like, wait, I didn't even know you could do that.
I know. How rude.
So when he comes in a towel, he did that intentionally.
He did.
Oh, no, I didn't know
like,
that
is Piper down here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
But yeah, Leo tells him that he scanned kind of Piper. He I don't know what he did. He scanned her body. She's more toned now, but she's not gaining any muscle.
He scans her and he's like, oh, it's not making any difference. Fatness.
Yeah. That's almost like she's working out for nothing.
What?
I know. Crazy. It's like, but she's fine. She's healthy. Whatever. Bizarre.
That's what?
So Phoebe remembers a ballerina story from childhood. This was actually a really cool story.
Phoebe?
Yes. I'm going to read this to you because it's actually a kind of cool thing. She remembered when she was 5 or 6 and terrified of going to sleep in the dark because of the ghosts or monsters that might be hiding around her room. She had complained to Prue, their oldest sister, about her fears and asked how Prue dealt with the ghosts and other creatures that haunted her room. Prue pointed to a china ballerina statue on her nightstand that Phoebe had long admired. She watches out for me and chases them away, Prue told her. Phoebe had been amazed that such a simple statue could perform such a crucial task, but she believed her big sister's every utterance.
That doesn't seem very Prue. I could see Prue being like, I just look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, duh, I can beat the shit out of any demon that comes in here. I'm good.
Of course, this is but this is like when they're children.
This is when they're kids, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't know anything about demons and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Then she talks about how when Prue went to go to her friend's house, Phoebe ended up taking the statue to keep her company. And she actually ended up breaking the statue. And Prue was obviously upset, but Piper comes in and she's like, oh, I put it in there. And so Piper took the blame and allowed Prue to think it was her the whole time. And being the mediator and stuff. And so Phoebe's just always admired Piper's kindness in that moment too. So, see, it's weird because it shows that Prue and Phoebe did fight a lot as children as well. Yeah. But it also shows Prue's compassion because she's giving Phoebe is some kind of this is the nice.
She did that connection. Sometimes. I feel like Prue is someone who she expects the most out of herself, and it shows that in certain episodes. Yeah, and it's people that are like that also expect the best from those around them, and those are the people that if that person is in charge, I will follow them anywhere because that they expect the same out of themselves, and that's what makes me like Prue also. So it's when she was an asshole, I'm like, yeah, she was an asshole because she expects the same out of you that she would expect out of herself, so she pushes everyone ahead. So it doesn't make me think that she's an asshole. She's just aggressive. Yeah. But she was still sweet. When people were like, "Oh, she was just a bitch," I was like, "No, she wasn't. She was just aggressive."
It's funny because those characteristics are, I think, kind of true for Shannon as a person too. Yeah, she's just a very hard worker, and she wants to see other people succeed.
Right.
So,
and I think people take that the wrong way sometimes, and people don't like directness because I feel like directness is fine if someone's being honest. If someone's not being honest, that's when it's annoying. But if someone is direct and they say it in an aggressive way, that's not offensive at all. Right. So
I thought that was a cool little tidbit from their childhood. Because
they don't share that many stories from their childhood.
No, they don't. So now it comes back to Paige, and she tried going over Haywood's book, her teacher. But she was so bored with it. She's like, this is all weird language. I don't care. I don't understand this. Now Dr. Haywood, you see him. He's calling Meg Winship's offices. And he's like, hey, I need to talk to Meg Winship. She's like, she's busy. And he's like, my name is Curtis Haywood. She's like, oh, one moment. So apparently his name had some clout. They knew who he was. So like, okay, we'll try to get you in. But apparently they knew each other in the past. And now she finds him weak. She's like, yeah, once upon a time I want Curtis to be on the board with me, but he does not believe in the things I believe, so he is weak. I'm not going to be talking to him anymore.
Even though the fitness does nothing for their fitness.
This is something different. Something else is going on behind the scenes.
Okay, so we're still not sure what's going on.
Right. And then Meg is talking to herself, and she intends to gain more power, and she can control the female population, apparently. She has this power to hypnotize them. But
she's like a power lesbian.
Yes, exactly. And it doesn't work on men, too. Her power she cannot control men, only women. Which is interesting. So Meg calls in a woman, one of her worker henchman people. Her name is Sasha, and hands her a piece of paper. Oh, his name is Carter Haywood. Sorry, Carter Haywood. And she's like, here you go, Carter Haywood. And Sasha looked at the name, and she's like, okay. And she leaves.
Yeah.
Why did you write his name on here? Why did you give it to Sasha? Now it cuts to Phoebe's co-worker, Bill, the one that was telling her about the UFO sightings and stuff that she was asking about. And he emails her a list of names of people who reported UFO sightings. She's like, here's something you can work on for your story. Chapter 7.
Okay. Paige goes to Haywood's house. She notices 2 jogging women outside. Boop, boop, power women, and they're like crop tops.
And they're pink.
Right? Hair in high ponytails. Okay.
Exactly.
And then Haywood absentmindedly asked Paige for help. Almost like he was having a stroke. Oh, help!
But he just seemed kind of awkward when he was asking for help.
So he asked her for help, but then she's just like the next... Okay, Paige makes tea.
Yeah, so
but soon finds Haywood on the patio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, I'm going to make some tea for us. Would you like some tea? And so, she's like...
Then he's... Okay.
Yeah, so then after she's done making the tea, she goes to find him.
And then she finds him face down, soaked in blood. Oh. 2 stab wounds. Paige calls 911. She doesn't yell for Leo. That's a thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
Paige calls 911. Daryl and the other cops were on the scene because Daryl's everywhere.
Yeah.
Daryl and Paige wonder if this murder is related to Kevin's exercise.
Yeah, so he died. He's dead.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
Bill thinks Phoebe is working on a hot news story. He will provide her with his resources, let her do the work, and then steal a story for himself.
Yeah, so he's providing her with names, and he's going to kind of keep a watchful eye on Phoebe.
Even though it's not really stealing the story.
Right.
But
he's helping her, but he's going to try to take credit for all of the research that Phoebe is going to do.
Right, which Phoebe doesn't need the credit anyway. Right. So, okay. Phoebe visits some of the names on the list and begins to fear the Meg Winship cult is spreading to more than she realized. She was like, oh shit, like everybody is on board with this. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh no, it's like Amway. We got to be careful. And then Piper randomly jogs to a house and jogs in place outside the gate. Another woman on the other side jogs in place and they run together. Oh no.
So this is a weird moment. So
this is like a Sims moment.
Yes. I'm going to walk over to this house. And so she jogs to the house and she's like, oh, there's a gate here. Let me just jog. All of a sudden, this other lady comes out and she's jogging on the other side of the gate. They're like, hi. Want to jog with me?
Okay.
And then they leave and they jog together. It was creepy as hell.
Wait, you've seen season 1 of Buffy, right?
Yes.
Okay, in season 1 of Buffy, the witch episode, she puts a spell on her, and she's just very hunky dory, blah blah blah, and that's what I'm imagining, but it being Piper and hunky dory,
it's
bobbing ponytail.
Everyone is
bobbing
so
ponytail.
chipper, scarily chipper.
Yeah,
and they're like,
when you work out a lot, it's all those crazy endorphins and
endorphins.
Yeah, endorphins. Happy people don't kill their husbands.
So, she's like, let's run together. And then
while they run, they meet other women. So a bunch of boobies.
Yes.
All jumping in place. Okay. And they all run together. Yay, friends.
Yeah, so it's like, now there's a group of them. Like,
Boobalicious.
let's jog.
Yes.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Yes. Hey, when I run very fast, I'm aware of my boobs jumping in place. And I appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate that. I would pay to watch that. Anyway, so chapter 8, Daryl tries to make sense of the Haywood crime scene. So he's there. He's seen the murder of Carter. He chastises a thoughtless cop and reminds him that Haywood was a person and still deserves respect. Yeah, he says something like, oh, it's another one. And so he has no respect for the body and makes it like...
Makes me think of when Daryl yelled at another cop when Phoebe was under the sin spell.
Yeah.
He's like, you're still a cop.
Yeah.
Stop having sex with someone in the van.
That's something I really do admire about Daryl because he is true to his morals and he will put you in your place if you know.
Which makes it really obvious how awful they are to him, and some of it you're like, wait, they're just like not even treating people like people anymore.
Now Daryl perused Haywood's UFO books. He's looking through his the library in his apartment, and he finds one by Meg Winship. He's like, this is weird. Why is a book
Meg
from
Winship
her
has to do with UFOs?
Mixed with all his UFO books. All right,
plot thickens.
I know. And he opens up the Meg Winship book, and it says inside there's a little thing signed by Meg, and it says, to my favorite professor, mentor, and friend.
Mentor and friend?
Yeah, signed by Meg Winship. This is getting crazy. What's happening?
But if it's signed, is it really that secret?
Right. But obviously nobody knew about it except for them.
Yes.
So now Phoebe comes home to the manor. And it's quiet. There's like nobody in there. She's like, this is weird. Leo orbs home after supervising the plumbing at P3 since
Dang it. I'm sure he's not in a towel.
I
Can
know,
you just pretend
maybe.
he's in a towel again? That visual was so
I know
strong.
it was a crazy thing to put in there, but I didn't.
Okay,
mind.
yeah.
So Paige arrives at the manor too. So Phoebe, Leo, and Paige are all home back, but no one knows where Piper is. They're concerned. It's like Piper's not here.
Leo, can you sense him?
Yeah. And Leo, he does that. He does sense that Piper is still somewhere, but he can't. Yeah. What's going on? So Paige tells Phoebe and Leo of Haywood's murder, Carter Haywood's murder, and the suspicious jogger. She's like, I think the jogger might have something to do with it. I think they may have killed him. And so Paige, Phoebe, and Leo agree that they have to visit Meg Winship. They have to know more. She's like, if this is all connected, we need to get Piper out of there.
Yes.
So yeah, chapter 9.
Bill Kanasan snooped as he dogged at Meg's estate and was determined to get his story. Paige and Phoebe are told that they'll be allowed 5 minutes with Meg. 5 minutes. You get 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
As they get told so many times. They're like, that's all
Yeah,
they need.
and then going to the gate, they push the button and it's like, do you know who this is? I have Phoebe Halliwell here, and if you don't let her in, she's going to do a report on you that makes your thing not have any clout anymore.
They're like, fine, you get 5 minutes.
Exactly.
5 minutes. We can work with that. We can freeze you.
Yeah.
That's fine. Paige and Phoebe waited in a grand hall full of paintings of the Meg Winship pictures. I imagine like a lot of like very Cardi B pictures where she's like just like naked, staring at her posterior and as many mirrors as possible. Exactly. They're like, oh, these are interesting. They're artsy. Paige hears voices and finds Piper in a room full of several other women. She and Phoebe confront her, and the group is body snatcher. Are we saying that the bodies are snatched? Snatched.
No. I just put like description, like because the group is very kind of like Uncanny Valley, like body snatcher, Stepford wife vibes.
Okay,
they're super.
So they
super
all
pleasant.
like seem like they're being controlled by the same mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Like super cheerful, but super like eerie at the same time. Like they could turn on you in an instant. So it's a scary kind of feeling.
Okay, so in Chicago, they would call this the Wicker Park Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, very like Lululemon, high ponytail.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Stepford wife, cheerful. Yes,
Yeah.
that level of cheerful.
Okay.
Yeah, they're stuffing goodie bags for Meg's rally. Okay. When they tried to convince Piper to make the club a priority, the other women got tense. Right,
Yeah.
when you need something to come back to reality, you're like, hey, remind you of something that pisses you off. So just like in the first season when they're like, dad, and she's like, Argh!
Yeah.
So in this one, they're like, the club.
Exactly. And so this one they say like, she's like, well, I can't do anything until Sunday because the rally is Saturday. So maybe we'll talk about it Sunday. And she's like, but Piper. And then the girls are like, she said Sunday. Like the girls, all these other women are like,
oh, they all like they pretend like they're not paying attention. All the necks like snap around.
Like she said Sunday, and they get all aggressive towards them. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's a classic moment. Mm-hmm. Okay, Piper follows them into the hall, which
she's like she agrees to go talk with them.
Shocking. It's a classic like trope in the show where it's like they're trying to get them out. They're clearly undercover, and they like cause a disturbance. Everyone breaks from character for a second, and they're like, "Okay, we have to like
come over here.
Let's talk in a corner."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Okay, yeah. Once out, Piper was not with them.
Paige orbs them all. It's like, we're gonna get out of here.
Oh, and Piper leaves in the last second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a like,
She must have let go,
4 buff Amazonian women appear stating that, so these are like the upper level classmen of the like fitness women.
Exactly. These are like the graduates or whatever.
Right, the machokes.
Yeah. These are like really like wrestler style
Flirty Girl
women.
Fitness has evolved into the principal of Matilda from Matilda.
Yes. So, but before that, because when they realized Piper wasn't with them, Paige tried to orb back in, and she couldn't. Her magic was blocked. Now the thing.
Yeah. So they had the moment where they were like, "Paige, go back." She's like, oh, "I can't."
Yeah. I know.
That was like such a good element that they added, because Paige being able to like teleport in also like saved them from like, it was another thing, a trope of them like never needing the guy. Because they were either ever ordering him around or whatever, and like so Paige having that ability to teleport in was
They still decided to try to do the gate again, and when they go to the gate, that's when these buff women stop them. And she's like, Meg Winship will see you now.
Meg Winship will see them now. Okay, wait.
The wizard will see you now. Yeah. So chapter 10, Daryl interviews this guy named Mark Arendt, who used to share an office with Haywood at the school, that the college at Berkeley. They taught at the school together.
Professor Haywood.
He tells Daryl that Haywood was fired after he started having a student help him with his experiments to prove that alien life existed.
She helped him with his experiment.
The student was Meg Winship.
Shocking. That's
Shocking. So Meg was a student that took his class, and she was interested in the UFO stuff too. Huh. All right.
Okay.
So Daryl calls the manor, but no answer. Now back at Meg's estate, Meg talks to Phoebe and Paige in her office, and she tells them that Piper is volunteering here, and she is free to leave whenever she wants. But if they take her away, it will be kidnapping. And she's like, yeah, Piper will stay here. Phoebe is convinced that Meg is brainwashing women, including Piper.
Yeah.
So
it's a very specific accent.
Yeah.
And you're like, actually, she can
like
leave whenever she wants.
Yeah.
But if you try to get her, there will be trouble.
It's like, yeah, she's playing it nice, but really she's totally like pulling
That's
all the
its own
strings.
accent. It's not a formal accent, but it's its own accent. Yeah.
So Meg, she's like, bring Piper into the room, please. I want to hear her tell her sister something.
Yeah.
And Piper like tells Phoebe she's fine, and I want to stay here. I want to stay and help. She's like, I'll see Leo on Sunday. I'll be back. Let me just stay until the rally. And Phoebe's like, are you sure? Because Phoebe's like looking at him, and she felt a sincerity in Piper's tone. She's like, okay, this doesn't seem like she's possessed Piper. It doesn't seem like a natural Piper.
This almost seems like the episodes when they had, because they had kid showers and stuff like that for her.
Yeah.
And they would always have all these women, and you're like, wait, you never see Piper. Because Piper's always like, I want to have friends. And you're like, okay, if you want to have friends, you don't all of a sudden have 12 friends. And she would go from having none to having like 12.
Where do these people
like
come
so
from?
close. They're like, oh, you haven't seen this person in so long. And you're like, girl, we haven't seen you ever. And we see Piper all the time.
I know.
Who are all these women?
I know.
So I feel like this would be an episode that would have that same circle of people that clearly live in her neighborhood, but we don't see them except for that episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Phoebe is like, she felt the sincerity in Piper's tone, and she decided that it would be best to respect the decision. She's like, okay, if this is what you want, stay, fine. She's like, I'll come back and in Sunday and see Leo and stay and see you guys. And Paige was just flabbergasted at this. She's like, what do you mean let her stay? She eventually concedes, but Paige was not happy about this. She's like, no, something's not right here still. But yeah, that's how it ends. So they leave Piper there. It's out of their hands right now.
Yeah. Meg was giddy that she seems to have bested the charms. Like,
oh.
All the evil laughter. She's like giggling with like champagne in her hand, and her boobs are just bouncing with her power hair like flowing in the wind.
Yeah.
She's got her fan on her desk where it's like just flowing. I bested the charm once, because that's always like, it's always such a good moment for any villain on Charmed, when that moment where they feel like they've bested the charm one, and everyone's like, oh, you're in danger, girl. If you feel like this. If you feel like you're doing good, like, you in danger.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Bill began asking questions about Meg at a store she made an appearance at previously. As he walked to his car, Bill was attacked by lights and a flash of pink. 2 of them. A flash of pink.
So he doesn't see what happened, but he sees like a pink like blur as he gets like beaten down.
Okay.
And then there's another flash of blur, and then he realizes that's 2 women.
Oh, almost like people like rushing
Running.
by, like a Quicksilver moment.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. 2 of them. He's beat by 2 women, telling him to leave Meg alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine they're doing this with tears in their eyes, like they're the victims, but they're beating him up at the same time.
So these women are like attacking this guy for just even asking about Meg Winship, which is crazy.
Leave Meg alone. Boom. It's your fault. Boom. Okay. Paige looked at Haywood's book again and found his personal notes added in recent years. Haywood believes that the aliens were actually from a different plane of existence and were evil. Oh, that's a whole different question, because sometimes people feel like aliens would be like current world but on a different planet. But if someone's on the current planet but a different different like stage of life, then that's when we consider them like demons or whatever. Okay, so they could technically be Charmed World, but not. Okay. Paige thinks Haywood actually discovered demons. Oh!
Yes.
Just what I was saying.
This
is good.
Yeah. Revelations. So this is what he wrote.
What?
They seem to break down those walls en mass for their own sinister ends. To accomplish this, they will be relentless. Their scouts have learned much, our weaknesses and our strengths, and they will not suffer an easy defeat. It will be, I fear, a horrible time for all humanity. They will not stop. So they believe that...
So they know that my weakness is red flags and big penises. It's dangerous.
Yeah, so... Haywood didn't discover aliens at all, but he ran across demons.
Yeah, because it's like, depending on the perspective, you could say, because depending on like your fandom or mythology, it's like demons are from different dimensions, and if you consider a different dimension that far away, they are aliens.
Right.
But if you're on the same plane of existence but different planet, then they're really far away. Right. So like depending on
for a mortal,
depending on perspective, or someone's
exactly.
So it's like just like I feel like when people talk about science is just magic explained, because if you were to explain to someone who didn't know about phones or whatever, they would just be like, oh my god, that's magic. It's like, no, we call it science, but it's like it looks like magic. So it could be alien or demons. Who knows? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's fun. So chapter 12, Leo, Phoebe, and Paige make a plan to break through Meg's defenses. She's like, okay, this is getting serious. If these aliens are actually demons, it means that Meg may be working with them. So now it's at nighttime. So the rally is going to be the next morning, but it's at night. And Leo was alone in bed, missing Piper. I bet he was missing Piper.
Right. I mean, I know out loud Meg won't say that she's in love, because...
At least out loud.
Meg.
I won't say I'm in love.
Yeah.
Boom, yes.
She won't say it out loud, though. Not out loud.
No. He's missing Piper, and he's determined to get her back after the rally now. Yes. So... Leo's like, I'm coming for you, Piper. Phoebe searches the Book of Shadows for any other help. The next day, Bill calls Phoebe. After he got beat up, he was taken to the hospital, and now he's coming home from the hospital. And he calls Phoebe and says, I want to warn you about the threat of investigating Meg. I was asking these questions, and then I got attacked by these women, so be careful if you start asking around Meg. So now Bill walks into his apartment, and he considers how much he wants to tell Phoebe. He's like, I want to tell her this, but I still want to have this scoop for my story, but I don't want to tell her too much. But when he walks into his apartment, in the room are two more women in his apartment, and they say, hang up the phone. I'm like, holy crap.
You that girl.
Like, what are these people doing?
Girl, try to send people your location.
I know,
but
I know.
Hope you have a good signal.
Insane. She's like, hang up the phone and we will talk.
You're dead. You're not just in danger. You're too far gone for Whoopi.
Yes. So, this is while Phoebe's still on the phone. He's still on the phone with Phoebe.
No.
And he's like,
okay.
Yeah. So, he walks in the apartment, people say, hang up the phone. And he just sits there. He doesn't say another word. And Phoebe's just standing there, like, Bill, what's going on? What's going on? And they're like, hang up the phone. And so he drops the phone into his jacket pocket, and it's...
Ooh, this would be an interesting question.
What?
If you were in trouble, and you were calling the Charmed Ones for help, who do you hope answered the phone?
Definitely Prue.
Of the ones, which do you think... Because if you caught either one of them on the wrong day... Any of them would be the type of person that would say "fuck you."
That's true.
Because they're like,
that's true.
So who do you think? Because you'd have to call the person you think that most likely would help.
Oh, okay.
You.
Okay.
You know.
Well, then if that's the case, then it'd probably be Phoebe or Paige.
Because they're technically, because you're in my head, like I wouldn't want to talk to Phoebe necessarily, but you're like, wait, she's the one who's like
the one that would,
right? Because now you'd have to almost think the way the demon. Who's the one that's most likely to
willing to come help me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So definitely Phoebe or Paige.
Paige. Yeah, Paige. Yeah,
Paige would be a good one.
Paige.
And the people are threatening Bill.
And
he's like, what do you want? You want money? She's like, no, we don't want your money. He's like, it's either gonna be your money or your life, which means if they don't want money, they want your life. So Bill's like, oh my gosh, they're here to kill me. I'm gonna try to get out this door. No. But as he goes out the door, the women they grab his head, they bash it into the door, they start tagging him, and they attempt to kill him.
Oh, peg tagging him.
So chapter 13.
Yeah. Some of the people die so really badly on these shows.
Okay, I know.
They killed the poor side person so badly. Phoebe rushed downstairs and begged Paige and Leo to take her to Bill's apartment. Please, take me to this apartment. No, take me back. Yeah. Oh my god.
Exactly.
You'd feel so needy if you couldn't teleport and all your friends could.
I know.
Oh my god. That's why she was the hottest. She's like, can you please teleport me? I don't want to have to get transit. Sorry. They find Bill dead in a bloody mess. Phoebe feels awful and looks forward to taking him back down. This bitch is going down. Like, I don't care how fit she is. I can walk around in nipple pieces. Leo states the elders don't know what's happening either. They don't. What good are? This is why they hated them so much.
The elders suck so bad, and I'm glad these books.
I'm trying to think of, like, cause I try to be like neutral as much as I can, and it's like I'm like, wait, were they ever helpful? Leo states the elders don't know what's happening either, but can sense a strong energy occurring. Phoebe and Paige track down an Ikari
demon.
Ikari. Okay. Ikari and try to interrogate him about Meg and UFOs. And he knew nothing but passing rumors. Oh, I know. Okay.
So they pretty much track down a demon and they say, hey, what do you know about Meg, Winship? And do you know what do these UFO things mean? He's like, I don't know anything. I just heard rumors.
I know rumors.
And they do this all night. They go after like 6 demons and they all have the same thing.
Yeah. All he knows is passing rumors, beat more people up for information, but felt bad about it because they're the heroes. Meg prepares for her big day. And so she's getting her hair blown out. She's got hair, makeup did, facial mask.
Yeah.
All the things. Rich, beautiful, powerful. Love me. So I imagine her spending a lot of time in the mirror. She's got her hair makeup team, them like all like she's probably getting like a body like tanner,
exactly.
like all the things.
She is all full of herself in this moment.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, people would want to.
I almost say her level of like ancient Rome, where she's got someone who like gives her the orgasm.
Yes.
She's like, she's like getting everything else, and I'm like, oh, thank you, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rich, beautiful, powerful.
Yes.
Oh.
Money, success,
I am going to be
fame,
I'm
glamour.
going to own this world. Yes.
I own everything.
So, chapter 14, Daryl gets reports of Bill's murder and wants to get to the bottom of this. He intends to have a word with Meg Winship. He's going to talk.
He does seem like he could get to the bottom of it.
I know. Mm-hmm. So he's going to go. Daryl intends to go to the rally and talk to Meg Winship. She's like, "Is this?" Because he already connected one murder to her. So one of Meg's henchwomen showed a security photo of Phoebe and Paige to Sasha, which was the one that had the name of the professor earlier. Meg wants us to like be on the lookout for these two. We gotta take care of them. She's like, okay, destroy the evidence. Like, oh, it's so shady. Meg remembers how she took Carter's research and communicated with the other side. So pretty much the way that Meg got in touch with these alien demon things was because she just expanded on what she learned from Carter. They were working on this together. And she's like, he was so wise. I wish he would have been here with me. But
what did they do? What happened?
Well, because she wanted to exploit this power and exploit these whatever people on the other side, and Carter was getting fearful of it. He's like, these demons could be bad, or these aliens could be bad. And she's like, no, we have to talk to them some more. So that's why they kind of went off different paths, and they. So she's like, he was weak. He didn't have the bravery to go through with what should be done, and so crazy. So she talks about the others. She's like, I communicated with the people, and the others in this parallel dimension.
There was a 70% chance it was gonna rain.
But yeah, and this demon, when she says the others, taught her to channel her energies to control women and make barriers, even told them of the sisters. So they knew about the charmed ones, the possibility of them trying to stop her, which is kind of a bit convenient, but sure. Meg just glows. She's like, I'm going to create the Earth's ideal self, not just the women's ideal self, but we're going to make an ideal world. So she's like becoming Trump at this point. She's like, my way or the highway.
Right, we're going to learn how to make everyone have blue eyes and blonde hair, girl.
Yep.
Okay, chapter 15. Okay, the day of the rally. Meg's muscle wore pink.
So I call muscle like her cronies.
Okay, so basically imagine the most modern day fit woman, but she is an all power pink in an army fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. And then only women were invited, while the supportive, concerned men stood on the sidelines. Oh.
Yeah. So only women are allowed into this event.
Oh.
Interesting. So now it's like you got husbands, you got boyfriends, and just like, I can't come in, but I'm worried about you, or
right.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, so you're saying there's an area of a lot of testosterone and men
right outside the fence, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a volunteer as
it's probably
trivia.
all horny too, because
but I was gonna say, like, I volunteer as trivia. Don't worry, guys. I'll help the guys feel okay while you fight off a demon. Don't worry.
I'll be fine.
Take your time. It's fine. I'm just gonna help distract the guys. We're not worried about them. They're in the court. Don't worry. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'll take one for the team. Okay, so they tried to get in. They couldn't get in.
Right. Well, yeah. So like you can't orb in. You can't.
No
magic works inside there.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a dead zone. Leo suggests he enter in. What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
This is in the book.
What?
Yeah.
He suggests it.
He suggests it.
He would be so cute.
I know. He's like, I just really want to see
my
Piper.
heart.
Yeah.
My heart.
So tell the people.
No,
what
but
you just read.
he's going in drag to help save Piper.
This is. Yeah. So yeah.
What?
Leo suggests he enter in drag.
Hey,
yeah.
did you pick this book for me on purpose? This is just so cute. Leo.
Yeah.
First Leo in a bathrobe. Then you're telling me Leo wants to go in drag. Okay, sorry. This is like what?
Let me read this excerpt for you so you can see.
I'm just like not even sure this is a real thing.
I'm gonna show it to you.
What?
Yes. Okay.
What?
All right. So let's see here.
Oh my god.
The rally was a females only occasion, and men were definitely not invited inside. Looks like you're right, Leo agreed. He crossed his arms over his chest. I could go in drag.
We have 3 women here, but no. Let me go in drag. Because we don't have 3 women already here. Let me, the pretty blonde one, go in. Yes. What?
Yeah. But then people's like, nobody wants to see that.
That sounds like something Prue would say. As
Yeah.
much as I love Prue, she seems like she would not necessarily be
Nobody
super
wants to see
gay
that, Leo.
friendly.
And then Paige is like, he's joking, Phoebe. You are joking, right? He's like,
That sounds like what Paige would say.
Yeah, and Leo's like, no, mostly, but I'm worried about Piper. So he's like, he would have done it.
I'm worried about Piper.
Yeah. I would have been so cute.
He would do a good Cyclops, or he would be a good Emma Frost. Oh my god, that's so funny. Wait, they don't do it? Ah, that would have been so good.
They don't do it, but it's funny
That's
that it was even suggested.
Yeah.
Know?
Some of the stuff, yeah, I feel like when they do a reboot, if they just do literally the same thing, but update it as far as like in a modern day version of the show, they would have done something like that.
Yeah.
They would have done like a cooler job. Yeah. Leo in drag? What? Okay, sorry.
Now you're gonna always have the picture in your mind. Think about that.
No, just him asking about it. We have 3 women here, but no, let me go and drag.
Meg takes to the stage.
Is everybody happy today?
Oh my god. She's like, hey guys!
I imagine her going like this. Her hands. Is everybody happy today?
It's exactly that. You guys happy today? Let's get happy today.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I love you all. Yes. You're beautiful. Yes.
Like very cheerleader.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's very much that vibe. Yes.
Yes. Xavier Institute alumni. Woo! Yeah, everyone's screaming. Okay. The robotic way okay, but everyone's praising her.
Yes! Like, they don't just blindly agreeing with everything she says.
Yeah.
We love you!
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Okay. The erotic way the crowd praises her, every word makes Paige uneasy there. They're like, she's like, oh.
This is kind of like a cult, yeah.
Yeah. Daryl attempts to get into the rally, but the pink women were not having. They're like,
you're a man.
No, I'm sorry, you have a penis. Ooh, get out of here.
Women only.
No, pink for pink.
Yes.
Okay. He respectfully goes to her car. He's like, okay, I'm not going to hit a woman. Because that's the kind of person Daryl is.
And he's like, I'm not going to get through this. And
calls for a riot. We need a riot squad because I'm not going to get in this Karen's face. Then chapter 16.
Yeah. So chapter 16.
We need a Karen level riot squad. Karen level riot squad over.
I mean, that's the truth. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Chapter 16. Meg leads the group in the creepy cult dance workout. So she's like, she's doing this on stage, and it's probably the same thing from her videos. Piper's not on stage, but she is in the audience with all these other women. Piper's... she's like in the volunteer section of the women.
Synchronicity.
That's what I thought about today.
It's so magical.
Yeah. So Meg leads the group in the creepy dance workout, and all the women in the audience are doing the same workout, and they're moving like in complete synchronicity. Word of the day. Synchronicity. There we go. So there we go. They're like so in tandem, and it's almost like a little eerie because like nobody moves like that, and it's like perfect. So a pink muscle girl spots Phoebe and Paige. She's like, they do not belong.
Ooh, outsiders. I'm a girl number 1.
Yes. So Phoebe and Paige make their way to Piper, careful to avoid all the flailing arms and kicks that the groups are doing. Like, oh god, we're gonna get hit. And they find Piper, they get to her, and she's like,
Piper.
Meg is my friend. We're friends. It's fine. Oh, her thugs are going to beat you up. Well, you shouldn't. You must have done something really bad. That's your fault. Sorry.
It's Piper when she's a mom but has the slightly talking to people voice. You know when she's charmed by something. In the show, she always had the same, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
She was never that chill unless she was a nurse mom. So
and she's like,
it's fine.
You should work out with us. Come work. Why aren't you working out with us? But this moment reminded me of the finale of season 6 when it was when the good world got so good that they chopped off your arms in the hospital and stuff like that.
Because she's that chill normally, but negative way. But if she's that chill but positive, you better watch out. Something's wrong. Something's wrong in this room.
So scary.
Whenever she's like that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The pink muscle people that found her, the intruder people, they grab Phoebe and Paige and they are taken to a clearing, just outside of the group, and one pulls out a gun on them.
Leo sat alone and waited. This is Leo so many times. In Charmed history, there's a lot of moments. They could probably make music videos of just Leo sitting alone by himself. Okay, so Leo and... speaking of fan fiction, Leo and Daryl find each other and bond over the fact that they can't... Sorry. Okay. Leo and Daryl fight each other and bond over... Oh my god.
The way I wrote that is very sexual, isn't it? Yeah.
It's very... I wish I know how to quit you. But we bonded over the fact that we can't get in.
There is an Instagram called Gay Charmed.
Yeah.
And it has Daryl and Leo in a room. Well, you think of All Hallows Eve, they have that sexual thing. So
that's very... Yeah. The woman with the gun points at them with a sneer. I don't know, sneering? Sneering is a very specific face that comes into my head. Okay. Sneer, and sometimes those thoughts should stay in your head. And says they don't have any concerns anymore. Wait.
Yeah, so pretty much she's like, you guys won't have any concerns anymore. It's fine. So she fully intends to shoot them and kill them.
Don't worry. You don't have to worry about anything ever again.
Any longer, yeah.
Paige tries to orb the gun. Gun! Oh, shit.
Yeah, it fails because no magic. Magic block.
No magic. Oh, no, it's such an awkward moment.
Yeah.
That would be hard. If you knew that some of the time when you did your power, it wouldn't work, that would be it'd make you trigger happier. Yeah. They don't show that.
Yeah.
Okay. Paige tries to orb the gun, doesn't happen. She's like, fuck. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
So Phoebe trips a nearby gun. I imagine her doing the duck.
Yes, exactly.
The getting the legs.
The whole roundhouse kick.
Yes. Roundhouse kicks the back of legs.
Yep.
Causing a frenzy of chaos. She and Paige fight and escape. The sisters watch the group exercising and realize Meg is leading them in a ritual.
So it's not just exercise.
Wait, those are not just exercises. Those are actual ritual poses. Paige and Phoebe get tackled by a group of women and they pile on top of them. Very rugby.
Yeah, it's very. It's like
boom, 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 boom.
Crush them. Yeah.
They're
So chapter 18, Leo and Daryl hear a gunshot. And we better get in there. This is going to be crazy. So they confront the women that were guarding the event that wouldn't let Daryl in earlier.
Yeah.
And Daryl gets serious. He shows his badge. He shows his gun.
You interrupted me and Leo connecting.
We were having a moment.
We were really connecting. I was orbiting. I was getting so close to orbiting.
You could not get in, but we got it in other places.
I was so close to orbiting.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, but Daryl's like, okay, you guys, I need to get in there. I have my badge, I have my gun. I will take action if I need to. And so he actually started arresting one of the women that were guarding. He's like, no. I'm gonna arrest you. All right. So the other women are they start to get closer. Like, oh, whoa, what's happening? I'm gonna get you up. But they aren't afraid, so they get closer to where Daryl is. But it gives them, because they get closer and they move a little bit further past the gate, it gives them an in. So Leo grabs Daryl, he orbs behind them, and then they run into the gate. So it gives them just a little bit of area for them to get through. Smart.
Okay.
Smart.
That's tricky.
I know.
That's witchcraft.
Yeah. So they run inside. Now Phoebe and Paige kind of escape their dog piles that they're in. They start poking at people like, get me out of my way, I need to get up. So they escape the piles. Move!
No.
I know.
No.
Tears.
No. No, don't go there.
I know. Oh, God.
No.
Here, I'm crying. I'm going to cry.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Not going there. So they escape the dog piles, and then they see Meg, and she raises her hands to the air, and she's like, it is time. The others are coming. The others are here. I'm like, oh, okay. So this whole time they were doing like the summoning spell to bring whatever her alien demon friends over. So all of a sudden this blue circle appeared by Meg on stage, and a demon starts coming through this blue circle of light. And this is like the ugliest demon I've ever heard described. It's like 8 foot long. It's like a fat blob monster. It's got like 3 arms on one side with like bone claws coming out of it. Really, it's
Bone claws.
What?
Bone claws.
Bone claws. Or,
Okay, Marrow.
yeah, Marrow. Yes, Marrow. A Morlock.
Yeah.
But no, but he's got like these crazy arms on one side, yellow bone claw things, little things. He's got a fat head with like 12 eyes on it and little stalks of eyes. I could not even picture this thing in my head. It was like a grotesque thing. But the funny thing about this demon, he talked like an Anchorman or like a 1940s crooner. So he's got this super sexy voice, but looks like this most disgusting thing you've ever seen.
Don't you think that's how they should do Mojo?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, because
Yes.
you think if they did it, because now I feel like the good thing about modern day technology is when they do the different things, they also know that if you can do all these different things, the technology around it is so good, then it makes it such a contrast to have like, oh, like this is like weird, creepy as fuck, so let me make the voice as like
Sexy as
conservative.
possible. Yeah.
Whereas before, like we can't make this do that, so we need to make the voice weird also.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that would be such a good Mojo version. Yes. Okay.
So
sorry,
and Meg's
keep
like,
going.
I thought there'd be more of you, and he's like, I'm the only one.
There is more of you.
He's like,
Literally.
Yeah, yeah. But Meg's like, oh, I thought there'd be more of you, but there's just this one demon that comes through.
Yeah.
He's like, there is no need for anyone else, only me. There is no Dana,
There
only
is never a
Zool.
proof statement.
Yeah,
There's no need for anyone else.
yeah,
It's just me.
exactly.
Okay.
So the demon sounded
Yes.
like the 40s crooner, and Meg is pleased. Now you owe us your loyalty. And the demon's like, excuse me, and he backhands Meg, slaps her, instantly breaking her neck. She is dead by this
Excuse
demon.
Excuse me.
It's
What?
this Meg chick who was like this.
What?
Yes, Meg dies.
The
'cause-
entire leader of your Earth invasion. Bitch, bye.
Yes.
Who are you?
Like, yeah. It's
I
like,
don't know her. I don't know her.
yeah. You owe us your loyalty
What?
to us, alien demon. He's like, bitch, no way to
No.
that. Goodbye. So he like kills her instantly.
I love those moments.
I know.
feel like as someone who ever watches any of those things ever, I'm like, you're like, dude, do you not realize giving your power away to anyone is not a good idea? And like, oh, it's shocking that went badly. But
Yeah.
when you see it in live color, you're like, oh yeah, yes, yeah.
I mean, because she was the type of person you want to see her get a comeuppance.
Yeah.
And it was so satisfying to just see her like.
it's like it feels so good. It must be fattening. You're like, ugh.
Yeah. So yeah, Meg's neck is
good
broken after being hit by the demon thing. He's a giant demon thing. But now, because of her death,
Something.
the women that were like mind controlled by
Are
her,
they screaming?
yeah, they're freed from their brainwashing. They have no memory of actually even being at this event or how they got to this event.
I don't know why they're
Crazy. And now they're screaming in terror because there's this.
So you have a
thing.
room of 100 plus women asking to speak to the manager because they're like, why are we here? Who's here? Who's in charge? I'm sorry, who's in charge? Do you know who's in charge? Oh no, because they were all direct women. Oh no,
Oh my
that
god,
would not be fun.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So Phoebe and Paige get to Piper right away, and they say Piper, and Piper, her senses coming back to her, returning to her normal self, and she's like, not sure what's happening, but they say freeze the room, and so she freezes the crowd, but the demon didn't freeze. The demon was immune to actually all of the powers.
Why are they immune to all the powers?
Yeah, Paige can't orb anything to him. Phoebe starts like kickboxing him and stuff, but it's almost like tickling him. It's not doing much. It's just kind of being a nuisance.
Yeah.
But they all attempted to stop him, and Leo and Daryl appear like, hey, use the power of 3. They're just kind of there for moral support. They're just like,
Hey,
you
don't
guys,
worry, you can do it.
you can do it. Power of 3, baby. Yeah.
I got you from back here. We're gonna connect like really well back here.
Leo and Daryl. I mean, Daryl and I will be over here. Don't mind us. We're just gonna get a little naked and she's fine. So the 3 of them, they recite a power of 3 spell that they just made up on the spot.
If they had ever got a freestyle rapper on their team, they would have killed everyone.
I know. No, so they say the spell, but it just didn't do much quite yet. But then Paige is like, "Hey, I'm just gonna throw potions at it. I just brought all the vanquishing potions I can think of." So Paige has these vanquishing potions with her this entire time, and just throws like all the potions at the demon. While they say the spell. So yeah, they say the spell, they throw the potions, and the demon eventually goes away. I don't know if it's vanquished or if it gets sent back to where it came from. But it's gone. Yeah. So that's the end of that chapter. And then we have a little epilogue that you can read.
Piper feels great and self-confident. She's like, I'm a woman in charge of my own life. Hair flip. Possibly a side effect of her recent times, even though she got no physical benefit. Right. None of the women have any memory. No one remembers anything. Everyone's like, why did we get all this extra Fittest clothes? Damn drunk ordering on Amazon. They feel bad that Meg was so easily used by the two men. We feel so bad for Meg. We're going to keep her in our thoughts and prayers. They realize the UFOs were manifestations of the demon's growing influence.
Yeah, so they explain the UFO thing because it wasn't actually UFOs, but it was like, this is the demon getting more powerful, and it's manifesting in different ways.
It was manifesting in different ways. Yeah. Okay. Piper does admire the blessing that was given, though, because now these women, while they have no memory of what happened, but what they've gone through is something together, and have started becoming friends and making community. So they don't remember what happened, but they're like, wait, we're friends, right?
Right. They know that whatever happened to them was a shared experience.
Right. And so one of them's like, do y'all remember that weird thing that happened in San Francisco? Facebook group.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And then they're like, wait, you remember that weird thing that happened in Facebook? Oh my God,
let's go out. You want us to go to movie night? Yeah.
And some people didn't even have that happen, but they wanted to be friends with them. So they're like, oh yeah, oh my God, you remember that moment? I remember it too, like it was yesterday.
I was there, you guys.
I was there.
I was totally there. My gosh.
Yes.
What a time.
Yes. Oh my God, you can start that in any city. And everyone would be like, wait, yes, me too. You too?
So Piper's like, I'm so glad that you just made a good thing for the community. Yay.
Yes.
Women helping women.
Piper does admire that part. They laugh. Piper intends to join Leo in the shower, and she thinks it's so good to be.
And that's the end.
Because none of them see Leo naked and are like, I'm so happy for you, Piper. But like, ooh. They're all like, oh, Leo, I'm sorry you're with Piper, but it's okay. Like, I don't care.
I'm not looking and I do not see anything.
Right.
No one's looking. No one's looking at anything.
Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. If Piper's not here, it's fine.
All right. So do you have any final thoughts about this story?
I feel very appreciative that you picked this one for me. Because I don't know if all of them randomly show Leo and his towel. That was mentally a good moment for me because I like immediately could see that happening, but I didn't in the show ever see that happening. So that was awesome, and like the kid moment was really cool because that's like something you don't always see in the show, and someone would be like, "Oh wait, I'm not sure if that seems how they would be as a kid," but also like everybody's very different as a kid, so that's cool.
Did you like the book?
Yeah, it was good. It makes you appreciate it because I feel like any series, it's good to see it in different versions. Yeah.
So I said, I like the general mystery of this book. You know, the Stepford vibes, the uncanny valley feels, and ominous threat. It was all very engaging. I was, kind of hooked. I'm like, what's going to happen? This is a book I kind of remember a lot of before I reread it. I didn't remember the UFO stuff as much, but I liked that it kind of crossed into that Roswell territory. And why couldn't demons be confused for aliens? That was a little clever plot point. It makes total sense to me. I think the book did have some fluffy moments, like when they were questioning all these demons that didn't know anything. That was pointless in there.
Yeah.
I thought it was also pretty cool that the women were the bodyguards and the henchmen for this powerful female leader. It was cool to see like a women-driven story.
Yeah.
It was very.
Yeah, I don't see that too often.
Yeah,
in Charmed.
I never see women henchmen.
Xena does that. Lost Girl.
Yeah. But yeah, it did give me like very Wonder Woman on Themyscira vibes.
They have an Amazonian prison that like all.
Yeah. I did think the ending. It ended very quickly and very confusedly a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of a simple ending.
I thought the Vanquish was very haphazard because we don't even know what the demon was, and they came up with this relevant spell that made sense for what they needed to do, and then they happened to have all these vanquishing potions.
I like it's because they did it on shows like Xena 2, where it's like sometimes you're like, wait, this is really what we have to do for the spell, and you're like, and you're laughing with them because you're like, wait, really?
Yeah.
So it'd be fun if they like each had to make different symbols in different corners of the jazzercise room. So they each had to make it to different corners and do like different jazzercise symbols and be like, oh, really? This is what we have to do? We're like, yes, or else we're not going to break
that would have been really fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the shock of Meg being killed like suddenly, and seeing that was pretty satisfying. Although I wouldn't want her to die because I would want a second confrontation with the sisters where they like really have like some diva bitch fest.
Or like where like they maybe beat the bad guy, but then female empowerment, she's even stronger, and then you have to fight her again, even if it was like another quick battle. But like for her to come back at least, just like
I think the sisters need the satisfaction.
There's a lot of build up, and they're like, shit, we ran out of showtime.
Exactly. So it's like she ended too quickly. I would have wanted like the sisters to like really show her who's boss. So put that in my canonical hat. Do you think this book could be canon, and would you want it to be an episode?
Oh yes,
you would like this as episodes just to see Leo.
I'd like to be on the episode to help fluff Leo and Daryl, preferably. But I mean, just volunteering, Just say it.
Yeah, I did not expect this book to catch me as thoroughly as it did. I didn't think that I would like this book as much as I did before. But I thought it was a really fun ride, and I thought the mystery was really ingenious. It would have actually been a really cool episode. They don't exercise too much in the series. I mean, we see Phoebe do it mostly, but Piper she did do it in what was it? In Dream Sorcerer, at the beginning of Dream Sorcerer, when she wanted to impress the men, she did it at the beginning, and very much like watching somebody on TV.
There's some here and there.
Give me a sign. Her and Phoebe and Piper did a little bit of workout there. Did you notice anything that wasn't canon with the show that didn't make sense? We talked about some of them already.
The whole lack of Piper having children. Oh, just like, oh no, Piper doesn't have kids. She's just like...
Yeah, this is season 6. No children. They mentioned the spinning demon is weaker than the spider demon, which I don't buy. I think the spinning demon is stronger than the spider demon, but they
could have even made it into a 2-parter.
Yeah, but it's nice that they mentioned the spider demon, and they mentioned leprechauns and wood nymphs as well, and Berkeley. That's where Paige went to college in this, which is accurate to where she actually went to college in the show. Leo is not an elder. Leo should be an elder at this point. Daryl mentioned that he did not believe in magic until 6 years ago, which wouldn't be accurate since he didn't find out till like season 2, to Ms. Hellfire. He didn't find out. So if this is season 6, it's only 4 years. And then Phoebe doesn't have the power of empathy, so there's that. Oh, and then I thought about like if Haywood was discovering demons as aliens and he was doing all this research, where was the Libris demon to stop him? Because you know how demons like to cover their tracks if they're being found out.
That's literally at the fucking college.
Yeah. So where was that? Unless, they wanted him. But maybe it depends on which demons you're looking up. I don't know. Rhyme time! Where we read the spells from the book.
Should we try a spell?
Why not? Let's try a spell.
In the wind, I sing this rhyme. Bring death before me, before my time.
You've really got to lay off the rhyming, Brew. Wonderful. Witty, but wordy.
I did the rhyme. I will do the time. Good night.
So we did. Yes.
To free Piper from Meg's spell. Mm-hmm. Okay. Magic forces on this rise. Piper needs no exercise. Lift whatever spell she's under, lest the charmed ones be put asunder. Lest the charmed ones be put asunder. And sometimes when they're saying it, they almost sound like a secretary that's like talking with a question mark at the end of every sentence. Yeah. You're like, yeah.
So how do you feel about that spell? Do you like it?
Yes, it's good. It's got to rhyme at least once. Pretty basic as far as their spells go. But yeah, it's good.
I don't hate this spell. I think the last line is a little awkward with the way that
I like at least like 3 couplets.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know if there's less than 3 couplets, it makes me feel like too lazy. But like on Charmed, as long as they rhyme at least once, then you're
Right.
saved.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah, I like the spell. I think it's cute. I just think the last line is a little too wordy. It needs to be a syllable less, I think. It's just too many syllables in that last. The next spell was to send the demon back to its plane. So this is the one to vanquish whatever. It doesn't have a name. The demon at the end that killed Meg. Says, horrid beast,
Kitties.
which here does roam, let the spell transport you home. But this is the one they came up with the spot. It's a power of 3 spell. And, it's fine. It's not it's not the worst thing I've seen on the show, but I don't like it. It doesn't move me. It's whatever. So now we're going to get into best baddie rankings.
Best baddie.
So this
Baddie
is where,
ranking.
yeah. So this is where for this set of books,
Okay.
this 11 books in this set of books, I'm ranking the bad guys in each of the books. Sometimes I would do like every bad person that appeared. This one had like a lot of random bad people in it, like the spider demon
Based on
thing
that.
and the
Yeah, because you started a battle and finished.
But now I'm kind of just picking the ones that do that are the main bad guys that do the most things.
main baddie was actually
Meg.
pretty easy. Like, she disappeared. She
Yeah.
was like, bye,
Yes.
bitch.
Yes.
She had big reputation. She was like the quarterback.
She was the popular girl. Yeah, the head cheerleader.
Regina George.
Yes.
The ugliest fucking bitch on campus.
I enjoyed Meg because she was just a mortal. She was just a human, really. She had no real
She's
powers.
a basic bitch.
She
can't
got-
feel too bad for a basic bitch.
Right. But like thinking of all the baddies in the book so far, I don't think she was very strong, and she ended quickly. But I did enjoy her. Like I enjoyed her character. I enjoyed the humor.
Well,
and the
what's
campiness
the scale
that she brought.
based on? Are we basing the scale on likability or
Power or strength? Yes. I don't.
vanquishability?
Yeah, right.
Are we-
I have to compare her to the other bad guys from this current set of books that we're working with. Right now I have Gore-Tex as number 1. I'm going to put her above Toshung from Truth and Consequences, making her number...
What does Toshang do?
He was like this French aristocrat that like hated the idea of love and wanted to punch people who believed in true love.
I'm not offended by that.
He had issues about he hated himself and stuff like that. So she's actually kind of like the exact opposite. Toshung was like felt guilty about his face and hated his appearance and hated his life, whereas Meg was like in love with herself and like I'm the best. Look at me, love me. Oh my god. And so, but I think she was more fun to watch, so I'm going to put her as number 5 in my list. And I suppose we should include the alien demon thing. Let's call him the other, since he's only one of the others. I kind of liked him too. He didn't have a lot of screen time, but to think that he actually was manipulating Meg to begin with, and he's the one that granted her the power, and the fact that he just like backhanded her was really great, and then his whole voice thing with his look, it's a fun little demon. So you know what, I'm gonna put him right under Meg as number 6 in my list. I don't have an activity for today. Normally would have some kind of activity, a game, or
I feel like we derailed from
we
the
derailed a
main
lot.
thing
So we went
so
pretty
there's
long.
gotta be
So
enough-
the last thing of this podcast, since we're not doing an after summary activity, is tips for future white lighters. And
I was out being a force of good in the universe.
that is where we talk about the moral of the story. So what do you think we learned from this book?
The earlier part was like to being you is important, like whether it's like cheesy part of the fitness part or not.
Yeah.
Like being your version of you is the most like what I like about X-Men is they were like, oh, whatever makes you weird is what makes you more a part of the group.
Exactly.
So like the only reason I found Polaris is because I was like, X-Men taught me to like just go after what I like. So I liked green and was gonna be a part, like wanted to have X-Men in different spots, and everyone's like, oh wait, you're Polaris because she has a lot of green. I had no idea before that happened. And then I was like, oh yeah, sure, yeah.
And then you
Polaris, yeah,
research her and you're like, oh my
yeah,
god, I love
she's
her.
fun too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But the point is to take everything you're inspired by and become your own version of that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
My tip is definitely work to be your ideal you, but also don't forget to assess who you are, and if you need to make adjustments, if you feel you're losing yourself, just just assess yourself every day. See if you feel like yourself, if you feel true to what you want to accomplish. Find strength in a support system that isn't a cult, and find inner strength to be your best self. So I think that's a very popular, poignant message that this book can tell you. So great. So that's the end of this episode. Where can people find you on the internet? Where can people follow you?
Oh, Brilleris or Neon Superhero. Neon Superhero is easier because that one's less naked.
Oh, yes. Well, we don't shy from
as long as nudity isn't offensive, I will accept on Brilleris. But I always clarify that nudity isn't offensive first. Because consent is sexy.
Exactly. Well, awesome. You can find this podcast at Words of the Witches on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Words of Witches on Twitter. You can follow my other podcast, Hanging with the Hallowells with Sean. And if you want to follow my personal one with some nakedness sometimes, KGZ87. All right, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Oh my gosh! Our 1-year anniversary episode. I'm excited. I am so excited. Get ready! Your destiny still awaits.